my name's Lana. I live in a Persimmon Longford property with my two little children and my partner Matt and our dog, who is just currently sleeping on the sofa there. I've been really excited to film this video for ages actually. We have lived in our Longford Persimmon property for just coming up 18 months now, and I wanted to make a video on our experience basically. So the positives, the negatives, and any advice that I might give about like the whole process. So I guess I should start by giving you guys a little brief history about us. Yeah, I live with my kids and my partner. My partner and I bought our first home back in 2018. It was a little two-bed Persimmon home. It was a Alnwick, I think it was called. We used the Help to Buy scheme at that time, and that enabled us to take out a mortgage and get our first home. So that was a Persimmon home on the same estate that we actually live on now in our second home. We then had Daisy, our first little girl, in the Alnwick, in the two-bed Persimmon home that we had in 2018. Then we got pregnant with our second child, our little boy Riley, and we knew that we needed a bigger house. So then in 2022 we ended up moving here. So we sold our Alnwick and now we've bought a Longford. So I feel like we've got quite a good experience with Persimmon now, as we've done the process twice. And actually Persimmon bought our old property back off of us as a part exchange in order for us to buy this property, so we didn't actually sell it privately. Anyway, so moving on to our experience with Persimmon as a whole. So I guess at the beginning, when you kind of go into the sales office and you are really interested in a property, the sales experience side of things I found really good. The girls in the office were really lovely, they were really helpful. You could normally always get a hold of them either on the phone or via email. I guess moving house is always quite stressful, even if it's your first house or if you're moving from one property to another or like rented to another, whatever the situation. I guess it's always going to be a little bit stressful. There's always things to consider. But for us, the sales side of things before we moved in with both of our properties was actually quite easy. And then we exchanged, we completed, we moved in, and then I kind of wanted to talk to you about what happened after. So now we've been in our Persimmon home for 18 months, like kind of what's that been like for us? So I never really hear our neighbours. I guess our neighbours are quite quiet, but you know, even in our own house, when someone's downstairs in the kitchen and someone's upstairs in the living room, you can't really hear them. So I always think with a new build, potentially if you've not lived in one before, you might think that because they kind of go up so quickly, they're actually like, they might not be built as solid as an old schoolhouse. But actually in our experience, the noise is really good, the insulation is really good. This could kind of come as a negative because in the summer it's really hot. In the UK we don't have typically air conditioning in residential properties. In the summers, the hottest I've ever seen this Persimmon new build get is 28 degrees on our thermostat, and I know our old Persimmon home that was built, gosh, like 6 years ago now, that was up to about 30 degrees in the summer. So you could take that as a negative, but then I like to try and spin it to be positive, because actually in the winter time we very rarely need to have our heating on. We really don't have the heating on for very long at all in the winter, so I guess that's a really good thing. It saves us money. And right now I'm recording this video, it's October in the UK, and I've already heard some friends and family that they've actually put their heating on, but our house remains, it's about 22 degrees in our house at the moment, which is more than comfortable. If anything, you know, when I'm rushing around with the kids, I actually open the window at the moment still, so the houses are really warm. Another good positive thing to take from moving into a new build, this is kind of Persimmon but it's also any other new build estate, is that your neighbours are new as well. So everyone's moving in together, it creates quite a nice atmosphere and everyone wants to get to know each other. People are normally, you know, really friendly, and it's nice to get to know your neighbours, and you know, you're not the only new person that's moving in, so that's really nice. So for both of our houses we have bought off plan, so it means that we haven't been able to look round a show home of our particular style house, and we've just seen plans, and then, you know, until you actually buy the house and your house is built, like, you don't really get to see the inside of your house. I found that quite daunting both times that we bought with Persimmon. Actually, that process has been really, really good, and I've been so happy with what we've ended up with. I feel like it is daunting, but for us it's worked out really well. We're so happy with our properties, like the size of the rooms and the layout, that sort of thing. It's all worked really well for us. I also feel like the Longford property that we've moved into has a lot of scope for development, so we can extend our property, we can convert our garage if we wanted to. The house isn't kind of just built to be one particular house forever, if that makes sense. Like, there is a scope to change, so that for us is a real positive. Although one thing I will say, in our old house and in this house, there would be no scope to extend into the loft, because the structure, how it's built with timber frames, wouldn't allow another floor to go up in the loft. It just wouldn't be structurally sound, and you'd also have like timber beams like from the frame of the actual house, like all in the way up there. So if you were buying a Persimmon home and hoping to go upstairs into the loft, then that definitely would not be able to happen. Okay, so this now brings me on to maybe some of the negative points. Obviously, I can't speak for any of the other developers, but with Persimmon, the after sales care has been absolutely shocking. So I said earlier in the video, the pre-sale and kind of the sale process for us was okay. The after sales, I actually can't believe how bad it's been. So that is a massive, massive negative for us, unfortunately. We basically get given, when you buy a Persimmon home, you get given a 2-year warranty. So if anything goes wrong in the property within 2 years of you buying it, they will send in operatives, carpenters, plumbers, whoever it might be, to come in and fix the problem. So you have to contact customer care, and then they send out the builders, and then you should hopefully get any problems, snags, things like that fixed. So I would say that we've been quite lucky in terms that we've not had any major snagging. There has been a few issues here and there that we've wanted to get sorted, but nothing major, no leaks, no completely disastrous things anyway. But I'll give you one example. So we've had some quite squeaky floorboards, so it's just creaks here and there. Basically, when you're moving around at night, it's really annoying because it wakes the kids up. So one of our issues was the squeaky floorboards. I had raised this issue with Persimmon months and months, maybe even getting on for a year, before the issue has now been solved. So we've literally just had the issue solved now, and I raised this issue, yeah, pretty much about a year ago. And it's just really, really difficult, for whatever reason, in our area, southwest Persimmon, it's really difficult to get anyone to answer the phone, to get anyone to reply to an email. You'd get a builder come over and have a look at the work, and then suddenly he forgets his tools, he's called in sick, he's not spoken to Persimmon, he doesn't like it's. I mean, I could literally bore you for hours with the details of kind of what went on, but that is a major, major negative for me, and actually it would really put me off buying with Persimmon again. It wouldn't put me off buying a new build again, because the snagging hasn't been, for us in this property and in our old property, a bad enough level for it to put us off buying a new build. But the actual aftercare, getting hold of anyone, getting these snags fixed, is really challenging. So I haven't got anything majorly negative to say after that. So that is our main number one negative. But in terms of the actual build itself, I feel like our house is lovely. It was really clean when we moved in. The paintwork was really, really crisp and fresh. There wasn't any marks on the walls. We actually did our own flooring, so that's another thing I would potentially mention, is that you don't have to go with Persimmon flooring or, you know, Persimmon tiling, whatever. You can actually get contractors in afterwards, after you've completed. It's annoying because it means that you can't move straight in. We did our own turf as well, just because it was cheaper, and I'm really, really glad that we did our own flooring. We did our own in this house and in our old house, and it just means that you can choose exactly what you want. You can potentially get a better deal because their prices are really, really high, Persimmon, with that sort of thing, and actually you might get a better product. Well, I say might, you probably definitely would get a better product. So yeah, that's something to kind of bear in mind, and I'm really, really happy retrospectively that we've done that. But yeah, I think regardless of what new build developer you actually go with, you're gonna get some snags here and there, like nail pops coming through the ceilings. That's been something that we've had. We've had some cracking, nothing major, but it has needed to be sorted retrospectively. But yeah, on the whole, our experience has been really, really positive. We love our house. We can't wait to make it our proper forever home. We've got so many plans, so many ideas, and actually, like I said before, we can extend, we can convert the garage. There's so many plans in my head of what I'd like to do, and it really is going to be our forever family home that our kids are going to grow up in. So I love this house, and I can put up with the Persimmon aftercare and a few small snagging issues for this property. So my advice really going forward for anyone that's buying a new build property or going through the process at the moment with Persimmon is just to be really, really organised, know exactly when things are supposed to happen, chase people up, know your standards, know what's supposed to happen, and yeah, just force people to get things done, because that's definitely been our experience. You can't kind of sit back and wait for Persimmon to come to you, you have to chase them. Annoying, but it's what I found in my experience. Don't be scared of buying off plan. For us, it's worked out really well. The room sizes are really nice high ceilings. There's been nothing about buying off plan that I regret. And yeah, I guess just enjoy the experience as much as you can. Moving house is really, really stressful. Obviously, we've done it twice now, and I don't plan on doing it again for a very long time. We literally moved into our house 2 days after I gave birth to my second baby as well, so that was fun. But no, just try and enjoy it. Try not to get stressed by the process. I wish all of you really well with your journey if you are on a journey right now. Otherwise, I will see you on my next one. Bye!